Hi students, yesterday in the previous class we discussed about ungrouped data, how to prepare a frequency distribution table by using tally marks. So this tally marks we are using for the convenient purpose we are using. Tally marks we are using for convenient purpose. So in this statistics is a branch of mathematics which status means it's a political, a state, about a state. Within the state we collect some information for a definite cause, So that data will be, if it is not organized in a proper way, collected data is called raw data, that data is called as ungrouped data. Now to understand the data for the reader means, suppose if I collect the data, I throw on somebody, you make the data in a proper way. So it's very difficult. He has to make. Why we are making in a proper manner? To understand the data very easily. For whom it will be easily? The person who will be reading, person who will be observing the data, the person who want to know about the data. For them it will be very easy when you make into a grouped data. What exactly the grouped data? The given information, the collected information or the published information, whatever the information, that we are making into some groups between, we keep some between the groups. So when you do some project, when the project is allotted to you, you will be keep asking, sir, group activity or individual activity. Group, that means together. So that will be easy to make for you project very easily, because the contribution from everyone will be there. So here the group data comes. We are grouping that information. Into some categories. That is called group data. So that group data consists class intervals. Group data consists class intervals. From where to where? Suppose if I ask the marks of your class out of 25, some may be say 25 marks, some may be say 20 marks, some may be 18 and 14. When the out of class 40 students, they keep saying different answers, that marks secured by them. So that marks, if I segregate into a group like between 0 to 5, how many people got? From 0 to 5. Now 5 to 10, how many people got? 6, then 10 to 15, how many people? 15 to 20. So this data, when we are collecting the data into some groups, when we are organizing into groups, that data is called group data. So the group data will consist class intervals, and that class intervals, how many terms, how many varies, how many values, how many entries will come in that particular group, that are called frequencies. Now you see here group data. In that, class intervals, size of the class or width of the class, and class mark. These are the main three which we are going to discuss. Class intervals means from where to where it lies, from where to where we are considering, from which number to which number we are considering. That group is called class interval. Each class interval will show that some particular number, that is called the frequency. Here, so for example, 0 to 10, frequency 4. That means between 0 to 10 there are 4. Then 10 to 25, 20 to 36. Here, this is called a group data. And here also we have group data. See the difference between this data and this data. Here 0 to 10 meaning is, and next class interval starts from 10 to 20. So 0 to 10, 10 to 20, this type of data is called continuous data. This type of data is called continuous group data, continuous data. Here 0 to 10, 10 to 20. In the first group, 10 we will not include. We will count from 0 to 9 where 10 will not be included in this. 10 will be included in the next class interval, that is here, and 20 is there. Next class 20 to 30. So in this class 20, here 20 will not be counted. Where in the next class interval 20 to 30, the observation 20 will be counted in this group. So such type of data is called grouped data. These are called class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. These are called class intervals and the frequencies. Here these are called left side in the class in the data. All these smaller values means which starts, these are 0 to 10, 20, 30. These are all left side we call it as lower limit and right side we call it as upper limit. Now class intervals meaning is this 0 to 10. Which group we are considering, that particular group, that is called a class interval. Then these are frequencies. Size of the class means how many, what is the size or width of the class. 0 to 10 means I said 10 will not be counted in this. 10 will be counted in the next group. So from 0 to 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many observations we are entering into that? How many entries we are doing? Till 9. Even 9 or 9. Till 9. That means 10 values we are including 0. So 0 to 10, the class size is 10. 10 to 20, the class size. Again you count here 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. But 20 will not be counted in this group. 20 will be counted in this group. So 10 to 20, the class sizes. That is called width of the class or size of the class. That is size of the class or width of the class. Then class mark. Class mark. That is nothing but midpoint of each class interval. Average of lower limit and upper limit. Average of lower limit and upper limit. In this 0 to 10, 0 to 10, in this which is called lower limit. Lower limit is 10. Upper limit lower limit is 0. Upper limit is 10. Then 10 to 20, in this lower limit is 10, upper limit is 20. So lower limit, upper limit. This is called lower limit, upper limit. For this class interval, this is the lower limit, upper limit. For this class interval, lower limit and upper limit. That is class interval, size of the class. When it comes to the size of the class, till which observation we are considering into that group, from 0 to 10. But 10 we are not including in this. 10 will be included in this group. So till 9 only we will add. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 10 observations including 0. That means 10. So the class size of this, the class size is 10. Class size is 10. Now class mark. How to obtain class mark? Class mark. That is upper limit, lower limit plus upper limit. We will add by 2. This is the class mark, or in other word we can say as midpoint. Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. The average of lower and upper limit of each class interval will give you the class mark. That class mark, how to calculate for this? 0 to 10. If you see here, class mark. What is the class mark? What is the class mark of 10 to 20 class interval? What is the class mark of 10 to 20 class interval? What we are doing? Average of lower and upper limits. So in this lower limit is 10 and upper limit is 20. So 10 plus 20, that average we are taking, 10 plus 20, the average we are taking and considering as a class mark. 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 by 2, which will give you 15. Therefore class mark is equals to 15. So each class interval will have a different, and each class interval you can find class mark by adding lower and upper limits. Now you see this data. See this data. This is also called group data, but there is a difference for this data and this data. This is also group data and this is also group data. Here 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 10 is not included in this, 10 will be counted in this group. Whereas here in this group, the class intervals are 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. In this 1 to 10, 1 and 10 both will be included in the same class interval. Means when you are counting the frequencies, when you are counting the numbers, suppose if you take the marks, who secured marks from 1 to 10, who secured marks from 1 to 10, 1 will be included as well as 10 also will be included. 11 to 20, in this 11 and 20 both will be included in this class interval. And here 0 to 10, we will not include the marks, the person who secured marks 10 marks over here, that person will be entered into the second group. This data is called discrete data or discontinuation data. Discontinuation data, and this is called continuation data. This is called continuation data and this is called discontinuation data. Now 1 to 10 in class interval, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, in class interval 1 to 10, the lower limit is 1 and the upper limit is lower limit. Lower limit is equals to 1, upper limit is 10. 1 and 10 both will be included in this group. So lower limit is 1, upper limit is 10. And in this 11 and 20, lower limit is 11, upper limit is 20. Lower limit and upper limit. These are the frequencies. Class size. That means 1 to 10, both the numbers will be included. Count from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, 1 to 10, the class size is also 10. So class size for this group, class size is of 1 to 10 is 10. Similarly, class mark, upper limit plus lower limit by 2. So this is discontinuation data and this is continuation data. Discontinuation data can be converted into continuous data by finding their boundaries. That we will see now. Now we see how to convert the discontinuation data into continuous data. Discontinuation data is nothing but where both lower and upper limit, those observations will be included in the same class interval. That is 1 to 10, 11 to 20. See, 1 and 10 both will be counted in this class interval. 11 to 20, both 11 and 20 will be counted in this. So this type of data is called discontinuation data, discontinuous data. This how to convert into continuous data. 1 to 10, 11 to 20. So whichever the class interval you take, the upper limit of the first class interval and the next lower limit of the succeeding class interval. If you consider this 1 to 10, upper limit in this is 10 and in this, if the next succeeding class interval is 11 to 20, the lower limit is here 11. The difference between those two you have to take. That difference means succeeding class interval, upper limit of the class interval 1 to 10 if you take, this 10, and lower limit of 11 to 20, these two, upper limit. See, conversion, I am explaining conversion, how to convert discontinuous to continuous. 1 to 20, lower limit, upper limit of a class interval upper limit of a class interval and lower limit of the next class interval succeeding or immediate class interval. Succeeding meaning is what? Next. Lower limit of next class interval lower limit of the next class interval should be considered upper limit of, suppose if you take 1 to 10, this upper limit is 10, 11 to 20 and lower limit is 11. If you consider this class interval upper limit as 20, the next class interval lower limit you have to take. So the difference between those two, upper limit, then find the difference. Then find the difference. That difference must be taken as average divided by 2. The difference must be taken as, suppose if you take 1 to 10, 10 is the upper limit, 11 to 20, 11 is the lower limit. So 11 minus 10. 11 minus 10. Upper limit of 1 to 10 class interval is 10 and lower limit of 11 to 20 is 11. Difference lower limit, which is greater, lower limit is greater, 11 minus 10, lower limit is greater here, 11 minus 10, so 11 minus 10, which you will get 1, and in that half, that difference you have to take it as half. So half of the difference, is equals to 1 by 2, that is nothing but 0.5. So this 0.5 should be added for all the upper limits and should subtract from all the lower limits to make continuous data. This is actually discontinuation data. We are making as a continuous data. So to make continuous data, upper limit of a class interval and succeeding class interval lower limit we take. The difference between those two we take. In the difference, what the difference you got, for that half you have to divide, make it into half. You have to divide the result with 2. Then whatever the answer, whatever the result you got, that answer, that number, that value should be added to all these upper limits and should subtract from all these lower limits. Then you will obtain a group data which is called continuous data. Now, continuous data. See the same information, I am just converting continuous data. Class intervals are shortly we write as CI. Class intervals shortly we can write as CI. Class intervals CI, and frequency shortly we write with F. Same data I am converting into continuous. From all lower limits you have to subtract 0.5. For all upper limits you have to add 0.5. So subtract from 1, if you subtract 0.5, 2. For 10 if you add 0.5, you will be getting 10.5. So 10.5. Next 11 to 20. Subtract 0.5 from 11. Then it will be 10.52. Then 20.5. Next 21 is there. Subtract from this and add to this. Subtract, that is 20.5 to 30.5. What we are subtracting and what we are adding? The difference after making the difference into half, that is 0.5. That result we are adding to the upper limits, subtracting from lower limits. So 30.5, next 30.5 to 40.5, then next 40.5 to 50.5. These are the class intervals which we obtained. Now the frequencies are same as 5, 6, 4, 5, 10. The total frequency remains the same. Total 6 plus 4, 10, 20, 30 is the total frequency. Here also total frequency remains the same. Total 30. Total 30. This is how we are going to convert into a group data discontinuation, which is called discrete data. Even in other words, we can say this as discrete data, that we are converting into continuous data by taking upper limit of a class interval and the lower limit of the succeeding means immediate next class interval. Lower limit we take, difference of those two we find, difference of those two, then the difference we make it into half divided by 2. That result will be added for all the upper limits. That result will be subtracted from all the lower limits. Then it is called, we obtain a continuous data. We will obtain a continuous data. So while preparing continuous data, we have to keep in the mind size of the class as well as range of the data. A word, range. Size is nothing but from 1 to 10. 1 and 10 both will be included. So totally 10. That is called the size. Here also 0.5 to 10.5. You see now 0.5 to 10.5, 10.5 to 20.5. 10.5 observation will not be counted in the first class interval. It will be counted as in the next class interval. So here also data, that class size will be 10. So that is called class size. While preparing any distribution table, which is called group data, frequency distribution table for group data, we have to keep in our mind one thing, that is class size, or we know in other words width of the class size or width of the class, and the range of the data. What exactly range? So range is nothing but range. In the given data, the difference between the highest and the lowest the range is nothing but the difference between the highest and the lowest value. Maximum value minus minimum value. Range is nothing but highest value minus lowest value, or maximum value minus minimum value. That is called range. So while preparing the group data, we have to keep in our mind highest value, that range, as well as the class size, width of the class. These two we have to keep in our mind. Maximum value minus minimum value. The difference between the maximum and minimum value in the given data is called range. The difference between the maximum and minimum value in the given data, among the given data, is called range. So in other words also we can say highest value minus lowest value, highest value minus lowest value, maximum value minus minimum value, highest value minus lowest value. So range is equals to maximum value value minus minimum value. You observe it. What makes the difference? Here maximum value minus minimum value I wrote, and here max value means dot maximum value minus minimum value. So how to find out? Find the range. Find the range of the data. We see for example, find the range of the data 12, 18, 32, 20. You see now, I just gave small example over here and 16. So this is the data range. In the given data, highest value minus lowest value, you have to identify. So for easy purpose, if the data is very short, small data, then immediately we can identify. If the data is too big, then first we need to arrange them in ascending or descending order. As we know, ascending order, AO meaning is what? Ascending order. The smallest one among this is 12, 16, 18, 20, 32. So this is ascending order. In this, which is the smallest value? 12 is the smallest value and 32 is the biggest value, that is highest value. So maximum value or minimum value, range is equals to, this is the maximum value 32 and this is the minimum value, least value is 12. So 32 maximum value minus minimum value, 32 minus 12 will give you 20. 32 minus 12 will give you 20. So range is equals to 20. This is how to find range. First, if values are the data is very small data, then directly you can identify. If the data is too big, then you need to arrange in a order, either ascending or descending order. What is AO? Ascending order. Now we see, no one asked about the question, what is the necessary to convert this data into discontinuation data into continuation data? The necessary is, while preparing a grouped frequency distribution table, if there is an observation, here I wrote 1 to 10, but here I wrote 10.5. If the observation is 10.5, then where we need to count that particular entry, where we have to write. So in that case, that is the purpose we are converting discontinuation data into continuation data. Suppose 11 to 20 is there. If you have 10.9, where will you count that? So for that purpose, this discontinuation data is converted into continuation data. I hope you understood why to convert and how to convert group data of discontinuation to continuation data. So what we have discussed today, we discussed about the class intervals. What are the class intervals? What is the class size? Class size. How to find the class size? Class size, another word we can use as width of the class. And how to find mid value, which is nothing but as class mark. Class mark. Each class interval will have a class mark. By adding upper and lower limit divided by 2 will give you class mark. How to find the range? Range is nothing but the difference between the maximum and minimum value, or in other words, the difference between the highest and the lowest value in the given data, among the given data, is called range of the data. While preparing this group data, we need to keep in our mind that width of the size, width of the class interval or size of the class interval and range of the data. I hope you understood. We will continue in the next session how to prepare. Thank you.